Alright, what's up everybody? This is the Gentello Project with a different kind of video this time. I'm going to apologize in advance. We don't really have any sort of gameplay for this one. I'm just kind of going to be looking at a few screenshots I took while watching the PreSequel gameplay walkthrough and talking about some of the things I noticed and making sure everyone saw some of the same things that I did that I thought were interesting. So this first picture that you're gonna see is one of the new enemy types I noticed. It's called a Kragan or Kragon. This first picture you can kind of see what it looks like, and the second picture I'm gonna show you, it's got its nice little name tag on it. So it's spelled like dragon with a K instead of a D. So I don't know if that means it refers to the crag it's currently sitting in, or if it's a dragon. I don't know how it would be that though. I don't think it can breathe fire without oxygen. That seems to be a theme in the game, so not sure how that's gonna go. But yep, just making sure everyone saw that. And the next picture I'm gonna pull up is the new currency I noticed. So this picture, it kind of looks like iridium, but it doesn't say iridium. It says Moonstone Cluster, and it says that it's used to access improved gear and tougher challenges, and it's used to purchase upgrades at the black market. Now, we knew about the upgrades at the black market, but access improved gear and tougher challenges. Not really sure what that means. Perhaps tougher challenges refers to raid bosses, I'm going to assume. So I guess we know that there's some sort of raid boss, at least in the standard game, something like Terramorphous at the beginning. And then it also says improved gear, which might refer to a slot machine type thing like we had in Tiny Tina's. So that is something to certainly look forward to. Next few pictures are going to be some of the gear I noticed them opening up. So this one is an Alkaline paint stripper. Not too much to note about this one. All I really wanted to say is that it says shocks enemies and explodes like a grenade when it reloaded, so maybe that means it stuns them now, but I'm not really sure. And the other thing to note is that this is in fact a TD or plasma beam. So we've seen Hyperion, we've seen Maliwan, and we've also seen Doll. I'm just adding TDR to the list for weapons or manufacturers that have plasma beams, so that's certainly interesting. The next piece of equipment we're going to look at is a Bandit grenade, and this one is called the Sticky Long Bomb Electric Grenade. At first glance to me, it just appeared to be a regular Bandit electric or shock grenade. But then when I looked back at my recording, or not my recording, my screenshot, I saw that it shatters air masks. So I don't know if this is going to be something that all grenades do, shock grenades do, or maybe it's just going to be one of those random things that pops up on some grenades due to the parts. I'm not really sure. If it is something that only shock grenades do, that would be extremely ridiculous, because shock would now not only be extremely effective against shields, which many enemies have in late game, but it would also cut off their oxygen supply, which would be really bad for their health. So I'm really hoping that's just a random thing for all grenades and not just shock. Unless every element gets something good, but I really doubt that it could match shock at that point. So next item will be the what is it called? The Oz kit. Yes. And now I know you all probably actually got a good look at this. You know, it creates a temporary O2 bubble when you slam, increases slam power, and it has some defensive resistance stats and whatnot. But what I'm not sure everyone saw was the stats of the Oz kit that we already had equipped. So I'm looking at it right now, 30% reload and 26.4% fire rate, I think that is. So I just wanted to point out that not only will Oz kits come with defensive bonuses, but apparently they can also come with offensive bonuses. So depending on which character you play, you might want something with a lot of resistances, but I'm sure that most of us are going to want things with like increased fire rate or more damage, which seems to be it seems to be a good trade-off, so I think that'll be really cool to look at too. Alright, the next two pictures we're going to be looking at deals with the new Cryo Element, and now I'm not entirely sure if I understood what the developers were saying, but what I thought they had said was that when in order to freeze an enemy, it needed to be at a certain percent of their health, and that it wouldn't be, like an instant gib weapon. But as you can see from this raider, who seems to be frozen at somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4 health, and even this badass, which was frozen before half health, maybe I'm misunderstanding this wrong, but it appears that you can freeze enemies fairly quickly. You don't even have to get badasses down to half health before you can freeze them. So hopefully I understood them wrong, and that what they meant was you can only break them once they're past a certain thing and they're frozen. But I still think that freezing an enemy at half health and being able to take free shots at them is kind of ridiculous. So not sure how that's gonna work. Also interested to see how Cryo will be used against us. So yep. Next picture. Oh, this is just a small one. I wanted to make sure people noticed. If you can look in the back behind the flaming enemy right now that's dead, you'll be able to see that there is an electric fence, kind of like we had in Borderlands 2. So it does appear that and there's also appears to be an electrical wire coming up from there. So it does appear that the whole hiding a chest behind an electric fence and you have to find the fuse box is coming back. And another thing I want to note is that little Claptrap is in color in the top left, and he's got a class mode on that makes him an overclocker. So not really sure what that means, just wanted to point those two small details out in case anyone missed it. And now the final picture we're going to be looking at is less of something I noticed, something I saw online suggesting it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't think this is true, but someone is claiming that the weapon that Red Belly is holding will be a doll shotgun. Now I could understand why they would assume that, because we are marching right into I think it's Doll's headquarters, and it does kind of appear to be a shotgun, but I'm gonna be honest, I think it's just an assault rifle. So yep, not really sure about that one, but I wanted to point it out anyways. And that's really all I have for today, so I'll keep going over the footage and seeing if there's anything else. This is the Gintello Project, signing off.